So I am Parish. I lead testing practices at Lentra nowadays. So before working with Lentra, I have worked with other big organizations. I have worked with Diebold Nixdorf as head of their testing COE for a few years. Before that, I was working with HSBC, leading their zero defects transformation. We call that as Shunya. I have worked with Pfizer for many years, different locations, India, US, Costa Rica. And before that, I joined Canbay, which was acquired by Capgemini. So that was my first company where I had most of my learnings. So that is what little career graph I have got. In my current capacity at Lentra, I mean, I'm responsible for people, processes, tools, deliveries, everything in a centralized manner. And as I said that testing is my first love after poetry, which is kind of next to it. All of us in testing, we aspire to become leaders, right? Either by designation or title or by role, all of us aspire to be. Now, what takes to become a good leader, having served so many organizations across geographies? I find that there are certain traits, certain qualities which we require to become a good test leader. So during this talk, we'll talk about that what makes somebody a good test leader. We'll talk about the stories and anecdotes from my career, from history, from religious books, and so on. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the quality of testing, right? I mean, one of the problems our industry is facing is that everybody kinds of doubt the quality of testing our teams do. So we'll talk about quality of quality to some extent. This session is good for anybody who wants to go into a managerial leadership role, who wants to aspire or who wants to take that role. Uh, Besides that, even development managers should and can attend this. There are takeaways from for them as well as what they need to do to make sure that quality is good, quality is up to the mark. And, I am very passionate about testing and quality. The other passion on the personal side is poetry. I like to read and write in Hindi, English, sometimes Urdu. So that is what on the personal side. On the professional side, I mean, I'm a very big passionate, and I like this customer centricity, right? I mean, thinking from the customer's viewpoint, putting yourself in customer shoes. So customer centricity is something which keeps me up and running. Trying to figure out the best ways of doing things, the better ways of doing things. So I would say that. And the other thing is I enjoy working with people. So I mean, you put me in a box, you give me double of my salary, a better food, a better sleep. I would not probably take that. I like to interact with people, mingle with people, figure out what they are doing, how they are doing, learn from them, share my understanding with them. So people and customer centricity on the professional side and poetry on the personal side is what I'm very passionate about. So I belong from Lucknow, the city of Nawabs, and having said that, I haven't spent too many years there. After my class 12th, I came to Pune for engineering and so on. But yes, the Lucknowi etiquettes, the Lucknowi culture, that has a big impact on my day-to-day work, the way I am. And the love for poetry is definitely from Lucknow. There are many poets, good poets from Lucknow. On the professional side, the example I gave you about my affection and my interest uh, in people and people-related things, that also has come from Lucknow. I mean, Lucknow is a very warm place, right? Everybody likes everybody. We talk with everybody. Um, the place where I stay, everybody is either your Mosi or Bua or Mama. So so that people connection I have learned from Lucknow, and it has a very significant impact on my overall career as well. Having said that, for many years I'm now in Pune, in between a few years abroad. I miss Lucknow. I miss the delicacies, the food there, and I try to visit as often as I can. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy chola bhaturas there. There's a place called as Chowk where we get some very, very nice chola bhaturas along with a big glass of lassi. So till the time I was in school, college, that was the place to go after school to just have a, plate of chola bhaturas and a big glass of lassi. I mean, even though Lucknow is famous for something else, it is famous for kebabs. But I am a vegetarian, so I can't enjoy that. But my friends say that no, they are really, really cool thing to have when you're in Lucknow. I mean, there are many books, right? It is not, I would be doing a disservice if I just mentioned one book. So there are a lot of books. Uh, I remember reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie very early days. I think I was in class 10th or 11th when I read that first. That had a very significant impact. Then the books like Hooked on the product management, right? There is a book by Ramdhari Singh Dinkar, Rashmi Rati. It's a book on poetry. That's a very nice book. I try to draw inspiration from that. The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey has been an all-time favorite. And now if I go a little deeper, now Ramcharitmanas has a very significant impact on what I say, what I do, how I live my life. So that is again a masterpiece. I would call. But yes, I mean there are many books. I try to read as much as possible. I like reading, as I said in the beginning, and I should not call just one book. So all of these. I mean, I like Gulzar very much. Very meaningful lines he writes. So on testing also, I mean, there are many people I follow, including Aditya and Vipul Kochar from India, and then Michael Bolton. So some of their writings also I try to follow on the testing side.